All right, Genesis 50, let's call this one fell down, because that is exactly what Joseph's brothers do as they are seeking a final peace as we close out the book of Genesis, understanding that their father has died and they are concerned that they no longer have him as an intermediary between them and Joseph. We pick up in verse 15 of Genesis 50, where it reads, "When Joseph's brothers saw that their father was dead, they said, 'It may be that Joseph will hate us and pay us back for all the evil that we did to him.' So they sent a message to Joseph saying, 'Your father gave this command before he died. Say to Joseph, please forgive the transgression of your brothers and their sin, because they did evil to you. And now, please forgive the transgressions of the servants of the God of your father.' Joseph wept when they spoke to him. His brothers also came and fell down before him and said, 'Behold, we are your servants.' But Joseph said to them, 'Do not fear, for am I in the place of God? As for you, you meant it for evil against me, but God meant it for good, to bring it about that many people should be kept alive, as they are to this day. So do not fear. I will provide for you and your little ones.' Thus he comforted them and spoke kindly to them." And that's the beautiful part of the reconciliation here. The ugly side of this passage, however, isn't in the passage itself. It's the way it's being used. More and more, I'm seeing this passage used to preach some sort of entitlement to forgiveness, when that's not at all what's going on here. When we use a passage to suggest that people who have been wronged owe something to the people who have wronged them, that's completely inconsistent with what his brothers are doing here. In their own time of private counsel, they're acknowledging the truth. Verse 15, "It may be that Joseph will hate us and pay us back for all the evil we did to him." There's no spin there. There's no alternate version on the facts. They're just acknowledging what they did, consistent with their father's counsel to them. Moving forward to verse 17, "Say to Joseph, please forgive." If they hadn't done anything wrong, there'd be nothing to ask forgiveness for, but it's become so common to say, "We've done nothing wrong," to people against whom we'll use this passage to suggest they need to forgive us. But for what? If we haven't done anything wrong, why are we telling people they need to forgive? It comes off as disingenuous. Moreover, they're going beyond their father's advice to them, and they're making the request for forgiveness their own. At the end of verse 17, "Please forgive the transgression of the servants of the God of your father." That's them speaking on their own behalf, not parroting their father's words. And finally, what they're doing is not telling Joseph that he owes them forgiveness that they're entitled to. They're falling down before him. Thus, the title that stood out to me for this particular passage. So it can honestly be kind of difficult to hear this passage used over and over again to teach forgiveness as though it's some sort of right held by those who want to take on none of the responsibilities that we see Joseph's brothers taking on to actually seek forgiveness in humility.